They call me a terrorist because my blood does not drip red, white, and blue. They call me a terrorist because I do not sing the national anthem. They call me a terrorist because I do not raise my right hand and pledge allegiance to the flag. They call me a terrorist because I'm not patriotic to a racist, patriarchal regime that has stepped on the necks of every non-white culture in this country. Even though they hung black men from poplar trees and castrated them for the public to see, they call me a terrorist. They call me a terrorist because I want all immigrants of color to overrun this country and turn its complexion brown and paint the White House black. They call me a terrorist because I want the indigenous people to take back the stolen land and rule this country once again and force the rich white ruling class to walk the trail of tears and suffer from smallpox blankets and live in squalor on the reservations. Even though they let al-Bashir, Mugabe, Karamov, and Jindal rule with impunity, the people's blood dripping from their hands, they call me a terrorist. They call me a terrorist because I want to send the Bush administration and the ruling class to Guantanamo Bay so they know what it's like to be kidnapped and blindfolded, incarcerated without charges, denied habeas corpus, tortured unmercifully, and for the government to deny it ever happened. Even though the sons and daughters of the chicken hawks who voted for the war, and all the corporations who benefited from the war, and all the mainstream media who cheerleaded for the war should fight the war themselves, they call me a terrorist. They call me a terrorist because I want a government that's truly for the people and by the people. And for 500 years, first world nations have sucked the third world dry, and it's time for the imperialism to end. That's right. They call me a terrorist because I refuse to believe in the lies, because I refuse to toe the line, because I dare point the finger and blow the whistle and beat the drum and rage against the machine. Even though they terrorize Mumia Abu-Jamal and Marshall Eddie Conway and Leonard Peltier and those fighting for peace and justice and those crying to be free, they call me a terrorist. Even though they kill us 50 times like Sean Bell and 41 times like Amadou Diallo and knock down our doors and kill us in our homes, they call me a terrorist. They call me a terrorist because I want the blood and the bones and the spirits of all those who suffer from genocide to rise up and rock its empire to its core. They called me a terrorist because I believe that the truth must sing, and the first must be last, and the last must be first, and all roads must be open, and we shall have no enemies. Even though I look at all people and greet them with the words of Assalamu alaikum, Shalom, Mataki Yasin, they call me a terrorist. They call me a terrorist because I believe that peace has no walls, peace has no borders, peace has no boundaries, and peace has no color.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Way to go, Ron.